What's up guys, Csaba here from Game of Conversions, and I'm back with another proven sales letter breakdown video. Today I have a cool John Carlton piece for you. I've broken down several of his stuff before. I'm gonna leave a link to the entire playlist in the description section. Go check it out because there's the one-legged golfer there, another golfer ad, pudgy guy and badass bikers. That's also a cool one. And today we have a product in the dating niche. In fact, it's like the how to seduce your woman so that they become more satisfied niche, but it's kind of like the relationship dating, a super competitive niche, but we're talking about John Carlton here. He's one of the best copywriters of all time, and if somebody can pull something like this off, it's him. And if we go through this sales page, you're going to see exactly why that is. Now, before we jump in, two quick things. First of all, if you're new here, then definitely subscribe to the channel. Also click the little notification icon. It helps a lot. And also, if you're enjoying these videos, maybe you received some of my previous videos or somebody recommended this video to you, then definitely smash the like button. It helps out with the algorithm a lot, and it helps me make more of these videos for you. But let's jump into the promotion itself. So this was, I think it was a direct mail piece, so it was sent to people by mail, and it's for a company called Rodale. Now, Rodale is a big publishing company, kind of like Boardroom or Agora or something like that, and a lot of great copywriters worked for Rodale as well. And this one is also something that we call a soft offer. So what this means is that people can get the product, but they don't necessarily have to pay for it immediately. They have to pay for it, but only after a delay. And in this case, I think it's 3 weeks. So it's there obviously to have less friction, because price is oftentimes the biggest friction when it comes to these types of things. And this way more people can try it out, and you know how people are, they're lazy. Even if they just find a single one good thing in the book, they're not going to return it. And these types of promotions have been tried and tested for books and information products, and I think they will still work pretty well nowadays as well. But the one thing you have to keep in mind is that if you've read Breakthrough Advertising by Eugene Schwartz, there's a concept there called market level of sophistication. And what this means is that you have to be mindful of a given market, like the dating and relationship market, and how many ads they've seen before in the like during their time, right? And this is a really crowded market, so it means that they've seen a lot of ads before, and that means that it's not enough to just give them a promise or like make a claim. It's not enough to supercharge those claims. That's the second level of market sophistication. Then the third level is like you got to come up with a unique mechanism. Sometimes that's also not enough. And today it's kind of like, I wouldn't say it's a dead market, because it's not. Like people like Chris Haddad are totally crushing it in the dating and relationship market, but you really have to find a headline, a big idea that really kind of repositions the whole thing, right? Or you have to use super emotional punch in the gut style stories. But this one, it uses a secret lead. So I would say this is around the level 3 market sophistication. So we have kind of like a unique mechanism in the sense, but not that much. I'm not exactly sure about this, to be honest, but this is clearly a secret lead. So in fact, sorry, it's a promise lead actually. So if it's a promise lead, it means that probably the market sophistication isn't really that high, because the market sophistication, when it's high, it's super high, your leads also have to take this into consideration, and you have to use more stories in your leads and whatnot. And here, since we're making a direct introduction to the product itself, and we're giving people a promise with a little bit of twist, as a secret twist, you know, that kind of assumes that the market sophistication for this one isn't really that high. But keep in mind, this was written sometimes in the 90s, so it totally makes sense that back then in the 90s there weren't so many, let's just say, clickbank offers for all these dating products. So in this sense, John Carlton had an easier time. but the copy is still world class here. So let's see what's happening. Love the headline: what women secretly wish you knew about sex, but will never ever tell you to your face. And then this is we also have a pre-head, which in this case actually gets read on the third count, and it says, best part, you get the answers free. So what women secretly wish. I like this because it teases that finally we're going to discover, we as men, because this is clearly written for men, we're going to discover what women really want. And the headline also assumes that you as the reader are clueless, because secretly wish you knew about sex. And at this point many people are like, wait, what? What do I know about sex, and what don't I know about sex? Do I qualify? Like, what is going on here? And like, they will never ever tell it to my face. Well, now I gotta know. Now I gotta discover it. And now I can discover it for free. This is kind of like a chance for redemption. And it's very powerful because it immediately taps in a very strong dominant emotion that a lot of men have. It teases something that if you read this letter, you're going to learn a lot about something, about the secret, and then you can get it for free. So why not, right? It pulls people in. And then let's just read these first few paragraphs. As I said, this is, in my opinion, it's a promise lead. So, dear friend, the ladies have been talking about you. At this point, the reader is like, wait, what? What did they say? Did they say good things about me or bad things about me? Nice, right? And then we continue. And what they want you to know will change your life overnight. Again, this kind of triggers the reader, and they start thinking like, why? What do they want me to know? I gotta find out now. Here's the story. A respected American publisher, Rodale Books in Pennsylvania, has quietly released an astonishing for men only book that has become a sexual wake-up call for savvy guys of all ages, married and singled. Nice. So it qualifies people for men only, and it teases the unique new opportunity. Like, we've seen how the unique new opportunity is very important in all these ads. It's a sexual wake-up call for savvy guys of all ages, married and single. So this qualifies people. And then we continue. It explicitly reveals the ignored secrets of love and sex that women desperately wish men knew, but will never say so directly. For reasons I'll explain in a minute. So we get a key benefit, like it reveals the secrets of lovemaking and sex that women actually want, but they would never reveal it. And then we have a nice little open loop here. I'll explain it in a minute. So please do read more, because then I will reveal the secret. Then we have some more key benefits. John Carlton says, this book is a must-reading for any man who seriously hungers to understand what women want. In plain English, you get a detailed breakdown of a woman's hidden sexual desires, their most secret romantic yearnings, plus a virtual step-by-step roadmap of their physical and emotional hot buttons. Everything that will give you, for the first time in your life, an almost unfair advantage in dealing with women. Now, think about this for a second. Our target audience, guys, and probably guys who have trouble either with dating or with understanding their wives. They're not getting any. They're probably not. They're not really the alpha male types, right? And all these things, they're definitely interested in it, right? They want to get in the position where they have control over their woman or over women. They want to get in the situation where they have an unfair advantage because they feel like they need that unfair advantage. Otherwise, they're just not going to be successful enough. So I really love how this lead actually promises men something very, very strong. And I think it keeps people reading, right? Like, be honest, if you're a man and you're reading this, wouldn't you want to find out all these things? And especially when we get to the desire building fascinations here that John Carlton was a master of, you'll see like it definitely creates a lot of desire and the curiosity, so that you want to request for the free book so that you can find out. So then we continue. We see the little bit of urgency by saying, what's more, if you get back to me quickly, you can read it free. Wow, Irresistible Offer, right? Uh, as men all over the country are now learning, this is exactly the kind of love and sexuality owner's manual women have been praying you would discover. The secrets revealed here will cause immediate and dramatic changes to your life on every level, giving you easy and simple solutions to living happily with women. What a big pain point, right? Living happily with women, finally understanding what's going on in their heads. Like this is just more benefits. It provides a potential release for men. And guaranteeing that your life is filled with sex, love, and intimacy. With this incredibly potent new information, and then we get a few fascinations. I'm not going to read these right now because we're going to jump into more shorter style fascinations, but we immediately see the key desires here, the key benefits. Connect with women on an intimate level. Okay, so now I can go to my wife and connect with her. She's always bragging about not connecting with her emotionally. Now I finally understand how. And then another big benefit, finally understand her unspoken needs. Well, my wife is always, like not telling what she really wants, and I can't understand what she's saying. She's telling me one thing, but on the other hand, she's still pissed at me for something. This promises to solve that problem. And then you will never ever be blindsided by arguments, misunderstandings, or mood swings that come out of nowhere. Again, big pain point for most men, especially men who have been married for a long time. It's like, wow, where did this came from? Like blindsided by some emotional rage or something. I think all men have been there. But then we get another very, very important desire for men, which is and you will finally know how to consistently satisfy a woman's deepest sexual needs while she returns the pleasure with the fresh enthusiasm that will make you blush. Like, there's no comment here, right? This is what many men desire deep down, and this is the opportunity. This is the promise. That's why it's called Promise Lead. So this new book is called What Women Want, and it gets down to explicit business so quickly, I had to have a lawyer look over this letter before I could mail it to you. Like, again, John Carlton's genius. It's so powerful. This is basically what this is communicating, is that this stuff is so powerful, it's borderline illegal, but this builds a lot of desire for the product. And with your permission, which kind of appeals to, making them feel important. It's like they have the control, they give the permission. I will rush ship the copy I've set aside for you. Again, this is instant gratification. The reader starts feeling like a VIP with strict precautions for your privacy. And this is a big objection handling element here, because, a lot of men, a lot of people who have trouble with these things, especially the sexual part, like they don't want the neighbors, they don't want the mailman, they don't want the UPS guy or someone else, discovering what they're reading about, right? This can trigger a lot of shame in them, and it's very important to address this objection preemptively, because otherwise you're gonna have a lot of people like, this sounds good, but like, I don't know. I'm just ashamed. I just don't feel like doing this. I don't feel like it. So this way you can raise the conversions because of this. So the best thing here, which is another objection handling, is that actually it will not cost you a single penny to receive it, and there are zero obligations for you to buy anything. So once again, it's like we're already seeding the idea of this being an irresistible offer. Then we have a little reason why plus exclusivity type of element here, so that people actually get an idea of why this whole thing is happening. And it goes like this. I have a simple and selfish reason for sending you this book free. When you see what's in it, you're going to tell your friends. And word of mouth is a major way for me to sell books. Only men like you who receive this letter go to see the book free. Everyone else must buy it at its bookstore. So there's a lot of things happening here. We're bringing honesty here, which usually increases trust in people. We're bringing the fact that you're special. You're in an exclusive place because every other schmuck has to pay for this, but you don't because you're special. And then also, it adds that little aura of exclusivity, which makes it even more enticing. And then we qualify people a little bit more. John Carlton says, and there's something here for every man in every romantic situation. What happens when you can read her mind? Check this out. Here's just a sample of what you're about to discover. And then, as with any good book promotion, there's a bunch of fascinations here. And as you can see, we also have page numbers here. So what John did is that he went through the book and meticulously, made notes on all the things that seem interesting, and then created desire-building fascinations based on these things, so that people, the only way to find out, to really get riled up about that little lesson that's inside the book, is to get the book, and they can get it for free, and it promises so many things. So can you see how we're already seeding the irresistible offer from the beginning? If you do, definitely leave a comment below. Let me know like what's your biggest takeaway up until this point, because definitely, I appreciate whenever you leave a comment, and I respond to every single one. So let's see a few great fascinations from John. So, her number one secret for guaranteed orgasms. Why hasn't anyone told you about this short thing before? Answer on page 259. So you can see the desire, like you want to find out, right? This is something that people in our target audience want. And then there's the very strong curiosity element there. Why hasn't anyone told you this before? Well, you got the answer on page 259. How to make sure you're the guy who gives her the best sex she'll ever have. A big ego thing, very important for people. Page 201 starts the most important sexual education of your life. Major reason you're not getting the sex you want. For both bachelors and husbands, go straight to page 64 and fix the problem. Nice. How to meet and instantly click with an attractive woman. She'll never realize you're using her own attraction secrets to slip inside her radar. See page 62. Very powerful. Ego shocker 11, number 11. Look at the specifics here. It assumes that there are many other valuable stuff where this came from. So ego shocker number 11. She seriously wants you to change this about your sexual technique, but will never outright tell you. Take your sex life to the next level with mind reading help from page 165. And then 8 simple ways to keep the passion alive in any long-term relationship. Really nice fascinations, and as you can see, they cover many various situations. This one, the last one, is for long-time married people. This one, ego shocker, could be for anyone, but probably for married people. How to meet and instantly click with attractive women. This is probably for younger audiences. But check this out. Never again suffer from her PMS, post-menstrual something S, rages. Easy way around this monthly minefield on page 19. So, monthly minefield. Again, a big pain point for people. So, then we have some nice subheads like the best love bargain you'll ever make, or like she will demand more sex. Again, key benefits for the target audience. The simple secrets to hotter, more frequent sex most guys never learn. Like, I definitely encourage you to study people like John Carlton, because their headlines and subheadlines are so good. They tap into like primordial emotions, and they're just there to like immediately grab your attention. And by the way, all these headlines, they came from Fascinations, and that's why it's so important to master the art and science of writing great fascinations, because at some point, John started out with a list of fascinations, and then he threw out like 7/10 of it or something, and then refined them a little bit, and the best ones became the headline and the subheadlines, and the rest became various fascinations. So after the first round of fascinations, we have some implicit type of proof saying that you can see why word of mouth for this book is spreading like wildfire, which is the proof here. It assumes that this is something that's popular. Wouldn't you love to guarantee yourself a lifetime of spectacular sex and finally know how to keep a woman ecstatically happy to be with you? Pretty nice, empowering question. This is important. You cannot buy the copy of What Women Want I have set aside for you. You can only receive it free for the next 21 days. Please do not send any money. In the last promotions from John Carlton that I've broken down, I noticed that he uses this please do not send any money, this technique, because it kind of lowers the guard of people who are watching this. Because in the beginning, they're like, I still have to send some money. How much is this going to cost? And I'm not sure about it. They have a little bit of tension in their body even. And if we answer this objection preemptively, and if we even mention, like, we're not even the offer part here, we're only on page 3 here, but we mention this, and then this is like a breather for people. This is like, okay, so I don't have to spend more money. Nice. But this also acts kind of like a reverse psychology type of thing, saying that, this is something like, don't send any money, please, okay? Which eventually is probably going to trigger them to send money. So we have some ordering instructions here, like, hey, you actually, you need to get out the check that's included in this envelope, tick yes, and put free look on the reply card, then put the reply card in the little envelope that we also included for you with a like prepaid postage and everything, and then you just drop it in the mail, and then you're gonna get your free book. So this is the irresistible offer. It even says that, if, like, what a promise, right? A unique promise to an urgent problem that a lot of people have, although they might not realize it. There are some great claims. There are a lot of desire building here. And, if you don't like it for any reason, simply return it in any condition and you owe nothing. So you don't even have to spend money first. You just send for the book. We give it to you. If you don't like it, you just return it. But the thing is that if we look at real life case studies and examples, most people are going to be lazy to do this, and they're probably not going to return it because they're going to be like, I didn't have the time to read this 200 something page book, so I'm just going to keep it because, I read like 10 pages out of it. It seems okay, it's really interesting, so it's going to be helpful anyway. I just don't have time to read it now. Like, think about it. People are super busy, and even if you join, like, let's just say a membership program of a guru of something, like, chances are you're not going to have the time to just go over every single training. And that's what keeps you as a monthly member. And that's what makes you buy the product, even if there's a guarantee, because you didn't really had the chance to actually go through these things. So it is an irresistible offer. It's really, really strong. Then we have some objection handling and some reason why, because at this point, people are wondering, okay, but what's the catch? This seems too good to be true. And then we say, there are no catches to my offer. Most publishers would go broke sending out books for free, and I know of no bookstores that will let you take a book home for free before deciding if you want it. But Rodale Books is one of the largest and most respected publishers in the country, and I feel very comfortable letting you read what we offer cover to cover, absolutely for free. Like I said, I just want to spread the word as fast as possible. What man can resist discovering secrets like? So up until this point, this is the reason why copy. And then the last little line here, what man can resist discovering secrets like? And then we hit them with a bunch of other really, really nice fascinations. A few examples. Her secret rules for getting to yes. Gain an unfair advantage she'll never suspect on page 204. How to fire up her sexual libido fast, even while she insists she's not in the mood. Quadruple your opportunities for unbelievably great sex. Page 223. Again, big pain point. How to be a world-class kisser. This again, it's a specific pain point here. Women insist most men are not great kissers yet, even after years of marriage. Let her finally teach you on page 220. So the whole big idea here is that, you don't have to figure these things out yourself. Women will teach it to you, but they cannot really communicate it to you properly because their brains work differently than your brains. And that's why we've revealed the secret for you. You just have to ask for this free book. So a few more fascinations, and then plus, these are also fascinations, by the way. They're just not in bullet form. They're like in this paragraph form. I'm not exactly sure why a lot of copywriters use this, and I noticed this in several John Carlton pieces before. But if you know the reason for this, for sure, leave a comment below. Let me know. I'm definitely curious why, let's just say, pack up like 10 different types of bullets into one hard to read paragraph here. But hey, maybe it's just there to spice things up a bit, because at this point, it's bullet, bullet, bullet. Oh, something new. Easier, more intense orgasms. Again, a big pain point, specific pain point. And at this point, the whole offer becomes a no-brainer. The copy says, you're gonna much more is going to get revealed. This truly is a lovemaking revelation for all men, and the sexual payoffs you receive just for paying attention here will turn your sex life around overnight. What's more, you have no excuse for not learning these secrets, because you can see them free, right? It's a no-brainer. It doesn't make sense why not to request for this. So then, I just mentioned this a little bit before, but we actually get a little description of the unique mechanism of the problem. And just like I said a few minutes ago, women are different from men. Shocker. But there's this distinct female code that is laced with intuition, body language, emotional overtones, and very little bit of English. Without inside help, men just cannot understand what women think they are clearly saying. Social scientists back this up. This acts as proof, by the way. So here's the problem. You can't understand women. And the mechanism behind the problem is that our brains are wired differently. And what women say, they want to communicate something, but everything just gets lost in translation. But we give them the unique mechanism of the solution at this point by saying that, that's why, we've translated all these things for you. And we wrote a book written by men, for men, using direct language. It's finally easy for guys to understand even her deepest and most embarrassing thoughts. For the first time ever, her code has been broken for you. And the best part is, women will love you for mastering their elusive secrets of their hearts. They are desperate for you to understand them on this level. Here's more. So it makes sense, right? It's so powerful. In my opinion, it's a very, very powerful argument here. So unique mechanism of the problem, unique mechanism of the solution, even more fascinations. A few great examples. Can you fix her broken heart? See what the emotional experts know about this on page 134. Or like perfect opening lines that won't set off her nerd alarm. Page 62. Again, specific problem aimed at a specific type of person. Easy way to spot a woman you will never please. Easy way to spot a woman you will never please. Okay, interesting. Don't assign yourself a living hell of never being right, never getting what you want, never satisfying her. So this is kind of like a how to avoid women who probably aren't good for you. The number one romantic gesture women would kill to receive, yet rarely get from their man. Their main man. Ooh, very, very interesting. Be the exception and you'll drown in affection. Page 125. And you get all these things. You can test drive everything for free. And here's another peek of what you learn. So we get even more amazing fascinations. What her kiss is screaming to you about the kind of sex she wants. Simple oral translation on page 207. The 5 rules of fabulous fellatio. Most women wish someone would teach them. What a genius bullet, right? The 5 rules of fabulous fellatio. First of all, you have a nice alliteration there, a more advanced copywriting technique. It has specifics as well. But most women wish someone would teach them. It's like, they're the princess, you're the prince, and you're there to unlock their own sexual desire. Excellent reason to let her find this book on your bedstand. Mark page 245. I love it. 8 secrets for great sex when you have kids in the house. Again, another specific problem. Save your sex life and instantly earn the respect and gratitude of your exhausted wife. Big pain point for married people. You will be astonished to discover what she wants from you now. How to disagree with the woman and not lose your sexually, and not lose out sexually. Almost impossible to do without the smooth survival secrets on page 389. I love it. I could just read these all day. I'm not going to because I don't want to make this video so long, but I definitely encourage you to read these. Even hand copy these bullets. Seriously, your copy game is going to improve so much. Just hand copy these bullets. You'll get tons of great ideas. So even more bullets. And then finally, we get to the closing copy. We have some simple ordering instructions. Once again, just take out the reply card, mark yes on it, put it in the prepaid envelope and mail it to us. We have the call to action here with a little bit of urgency, the sign off, and then we have 3 PSs actually. The first one is a major objection handling. I know I mentioned this before. It's the fact that people in this market with this problem want to have privacy. And by saying that, rest assured, we will completely protect your privacy. That's very important. The second one is that we give them strong urgency plus a reason why. And this is one of the best like urgency type of little PSs that I've read in the past few weeks probably, which is saying a lot because I break down these things every single day. So it says, one last thing, I almost forgot. I can only rush you the copy I set aside if you get back to me right away. Otherwise, within about 11 days, your book will be returned to the warehouse and given to someone else, and you may have to wait for another printing to get another copy. Over 800,000 guys snapped up the last book we printed by these best-selling authors. That's why it's so important that you send the reply card back today while it's on your mind. So, translation. No pressure, but if you don't send this within 11 days, you're going to miss out and someone else is going to get your book, which is supposed to you. And basically this guy is going to take away your sexual pleasure and your harmonious relationship because you were schmuck, you were cheap, you were lazy, and you didn't do it. Do you want to risk that? Probably not. So this is what this is communicating, and it's very effective. So, and then we even get a fast action bonus in the beginning, to sweeten the deal a little bit more, whenever you, so if you act within like 11 days, you get the book and you also get a bonus called Great Sex Tonight. So, because think about it, this book is called What Women Want, which is fine and it reveals all the cool things, but it assumes that you need some time to, get through the book, learn the techniques, maybe just practice them a little bit. But what if you want instant gratification as well? What if you want good sex tonight? As fast as you can because you've been frustrated with this for so long. Well, you're gonna get a cool bonus which accelerates everything, which gives you quick, easy results. Great sex tonight. Now a lot of people are going to say, hell yeah, this is an irresistible offer. And then John even says, so please rip open the sealed envelope now, just like you would rip open your woman's clothes or something like that. I like it. It's primal and it goes well with this audience. So yeah, that's it for this one. I really liked it. Hope you did as well. If you did, like the video. Definitely subscribe to the channel if you're new here. I still have plenty of videos to break down until I reach day 100. Plus, there are a bunch of other videos in the playlist. I'm going to leave a link in the description section. Go check them out right now. They're priceless. And then see you in the next one. Thanks again.